Good afternoon. George Cavaligos for HFT Bonds and Notes. Well, hopefully you were involved last night. Unbelievable swings, unbelievable volatility. Economic Minister, I think, Kuroda, started speaking at 8 o'clock Chicago time last night. The yen started rallying. The bonds and notes started rallying with it. But then all of a sudden, the bonds and notes stopped, and the yen kept rallying. And I think we sucked in maybe some long traders there. I know I was trying to buy it, and I couldn't get anything done, but they were trying to, play the yen trade. Well, it didn't work. JGBs opened up under a lot of pressure, even though the yen was up a little bit. And then the BOJ came in with their buyback, and I guess it was hefty. I guess they're doing it a little differently than the Fed. They're not telling the public and the primary dealers like the Fed is what amounts they're buying, and they surprised everybody with a very large JGB buyback last night and turned obviously the JGB market around. I think at one point it was down limit, which is I think 2 points, and it rallied almost all those 2 points and closed a little bit lower from what I saw. Well, it dragged our bonds and notes higher too. Came in this morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I saw a nice little rally up off the lows, a retracement around London opening time, roughly halfway back, and then it was starting to rally again, and it was taking out the old lows. The old spring, the old throwover trade, where you break the old lows, what was it, 140.14, 130 even, and then you get back above those old lows, and it brings in the buyers and the short covers, and we were lucky to grab some longs early this morning and got out, I think, just before the pit opened, and that was the trade of the day for us. The rest of the day, the market's kind of chopped around a little bit. Never really got much oomph going up or down, and we're closing actually with the market on its highs and making slightly higher highs. I thought we'd see a little bit deeper corrective move here. We still might tonight. The yen's a lot higher. I think if JGBs rally initially, they'll kind of play catch up to what we've done today. We ended up with this bullish reversal day. They did not last night, but I think they'll play catch up initially tonight. And then maybe we'll see some corrective trade back down again. I want to be in buy dips mode. I think yesterday's reversal was important. We've seen this history over the last couple months or so with reversals meeting their minimum requirements and then failing. Not really failing, but they met their minimum requirements, and that's all you get out of it. And then the market, goes back chopping around. I think we could see some higher prices from here. I certainly want to be a dip buyer. We have GDP tomorrow and jobless claims. Not much data overnight, really. Tomorrow night is a lot of data out of Japan that could, move things again. We got to be watching what's happening out of Japan. It's hard because we don't see the same information flows. Look at some of these Forex websites like Forex Factory or ForexLive.com. Those guys try to keep pretty good updates on what's going on out of Asia, but again, it's not very timely, so you got to make sure you have good stops and give yourself some room on the overnight trade. It's tough, especially because I like to use volume signals a lot on entries, and you really just don't get the volume signals overnight because of the low volumes usually. So I think we're in buy dip mode for a little bit here now. Bottom line, previous lows that we're seeing here, 130.05, 130 even. Obviously the old lows are still key. 140.14, the bond's the old low. Any kind of a pullback down towards the previous settlement, 141.08, want to be taking a look at buying those levels. I hope we get dips of that much. I don't think we're going to get it. We're going to squeeze some shorts. Massive moves in open interest and volume. Big increases in open interest. I think we got a lot of shorts in the market. I don't think they're quite trapped, but they're not at very profitable levels right now, and they're going to be kind of trying to get out of their shorts here and scratch them or cover them, and we'll see stops on the upticks if we start taking out some of these other resistance levels up above here. So, buy dips, bottom line. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.